Microphone check. Microphone check. Oh. Is it working? Whew. Oh, that's what I'll do. Okay. Stream is live. And yeah, I'll answer your NGOs over there. Trav, J Ray, Oogie, let's go. Let's go. What are we going to? What are we doing, man? I listen, I don't have no media set up. I don't have no TCAP, no cheaters. Snowwalker was good, no music, no clips, just boy, this is the deload, man. This is coming down. It was my first day back at work. The Brug hater. Yeah. X was good. Yeah, man, I don't, y'all tell me what's going on. Ask the questions you want to ask about the weekend. Oh, they taking TCAP out of there? Oh, that's not fun. Um, yeah. So what do y'all want to talk about? Exactly. Shout out to Cody, man. What's going on with y'all, man? Just I don't know. Um, I feel like y'all got a real feel for what was going on, what I was doing, how it worked. Figured there might be some more in-depth questions, thoughts, ideas about stuff. Jerry says the right guy won the main event both nights. Yeah. Why am I starting to war with the bros? Man, hey, listen, shout out to England, man. Shout out to England. Those dudes were cool, man. Those dudes were cool. That was a fun moment. That was a fun moment. Um, I had a lot of run-ins with guys from over there. Everybody was cool. Everybody was all right, you know. Why be coming down on England like that? That's rough. Um, I don't know, man. Causing chaos in LA. Was it as stressful as it looked? That's an excellent question. Um, X, you would fit in good doing that. That would be perfect for you. Especially like I don't know if you could do that like in 2023, but like in 2025, 2026, like this is going to be like your thing. Like and like J Rose and all y'all. I think that you'll be able to move around the city kind of in the same way I did. Um yeah. Stressful ain't the word because actually outside of WrestleMania, everything was really in a specific place. You know what I'm saying? Everything was kind of downtown LA. Like you could walk to WrestleCon, you could walk from WrestleCon to Crypto in 15 minutes, like a 15-minute walk. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, stressful ain't the word. I am lucky enough to be around Sparks and Kaz. And so when you moving with them, everything seems to happen so fast that it was really easy. It was really easy. Yeah, I mean, this like I said, like this is gonna be this thing is getting younger, and so when it's your time to do it, like I'm really gonna be the OG. So like, yeah, it'll be easy. It'll be easy. Um, ad placement, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I'm hollering. Like, chill out, chill out. Nah, Chris, I'm chilling. Uh, Going to like West Hollywood was always like, damn, am I really gonna spend this much on this Uber? Like that was difficult. but it wasn't so bad. Um, yeah, UK's getting a lot of love. I'm not like market familiar, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be cool to go to, I don't know, Japan and do a show. I mean, they've done that, but that would be really cool. Um, oh yeah, you got to come to Philly, man. Philly is going to be super fun because people, unless you're from the East Coast, you don't really know how accessible like Philly is. Like that's a short shot for everybody. If you live anywhere between like, South Carolina and Vermont, it ain't a lot to get up there. Do you get a free Spotify subscription since you're a Ringer employee? I have no idea. Um, I think I have free Spotify because of something else. I don't know. Going to the office for the first time was crazy, yo. Like, that's the first time I really realized I worked there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the Spotify offices. There, they bring me in, and it's myself. Who was I think it was me, Suzette, Nikki, uh, and Littlefoot. And of course, like Cal's there, Ben's there. So when we get there and we finally get in, like they're coming out of the show with Bailey. And so they introduced me to Bailey, like, hey Bailey, this is Cam. He was just writing about you in his last article about Bianca. And she's really, really nice. But I'm like, oh, this is how this works on a professional level. Like, hey, this is person in media who's talking about you. So it was really cool. I kept asking if I could take like the free stuff. They were like, Cam, you work here. Yes, you can have the free tea. You know what I'm saying? You can have the water. So that was dope. It was just fun being in the building, man, and knowing that like I contribute to this thing that's happening. It was really cool. It really was. What did them Brits do to make me mad? Exist. Exist is what they did. Um, what NGLs do I have? Let's see what they're talking about. Do people only think Raw Mania was bad because they conditioned us to expect big surprises? It's not the only reason. People were mad because they felt like Vince was all over it. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't really have big debut. You had Riddle coming back. People have mixed feelings about that. You had what you thought was going to be a big main event turn into an angle, so you don't get that match. Like there was stuff. Um, but yeah, they're gonna feel that way. Favorite air freshener scent? Gain. I'm a man. I like linen. Give me fresh linen. Um, if you ran into Snoop at Mania, would you hit the smoke he offered? Of course not, officer. Of course not. Why doesn't my crush like you back? Because you're ugly. That's actually why. Um, did Bianca smell like angel wings and lemon juice? I don't know what she smells like. She smells good. I don't know. It was cool. It was like my first time, or my second time being around her, and she's so sweet and she remembers everything. And we talked about the NIL dinner, and she's great. She's great. I don't know when people smell like if they smell bad. I know there was like one bad smelling room. The whole time I was there, everything else was pretty cool. Truthfully, most of people's opinions on how Mania went down are valid, but only time will tell if it's a good decision. That's always what I say. Like, I never jump on the side of company right, company wrong, especially like in the immediacy of the moment. Um, it's gonna play out, man. I'm not gonna reflect like immediately. I'm not gonna take a stance. It wasn't a giant Henny bottle. That would be the biggest bottle of Henny ever. That was a giant bottle of or Luke Belair, man. Luke Belair sponsored the event. So that was cool. When are we going to Hobby Lobby? I don't know. That'll be fun though. Like she was excited to talk about Hobby Lobby. She would be in there for a full day, so that would be cool. Um, yeah, you got it in South Philly. I grew up in Maryland, so I'll probably shoot up there with my brother and my dad and let them see like what I've been building and what I do. You know what I mean? That's gonna be really fun. I'm excited to do that. The brunch pick with the ladies, yo. So the first one, like the group of four girls, that's like Kobe and Angel and Bree. Like they've always been big wrestling fans. They're like a little bit younger, like between 21 and 26. All sweet girls. The second one is Big Swole from AEW and the Independents. Faye Jackson, you've seen her on the Independents. The young lady who is next to Faye Jackson is like the AEW mental health counselor now. She was really sweet our first time meeting. Of course, my girl Lovely was there. And then I brought Suzette Priester, who's a East Coast promoter. I had her actually like shadow me the whole time. It was really dope that I got to take her to stuff because she's a promoter on the indie. She knows people, but like I was like, yo, like I gotta do X, Y, and Z assignment. I would love for you to follow me around, take some video, ask some questions. So that was great. And then my homegirl China, what was sitting next to me, she's from Long Beach, and I knew she'd be out there. So I had her come with me to Wrestlemania. She's also friends of my man Sparks, so I invited her to the brunch. It was a good time. That was really, really fun, man. We went there before we went to the stadium, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I needed to take it down a little bit by the time I got there. Yeah, Lovely's the homie, man. That's my dog. We basically came into this thing together and have been working on it hard together. And so, her success is my success. I love that we get to do that together. It's really dope. Um, some more NGLs. I know I'm not eating no beans and toast in August. Um, the margin of error is slimmer. Absolutely, absolutely. Had it been nerve wracking to meet Shayna? It was really like, well, kind of, because like I'm a huge Shayna fan. Like unapologetically, I think she's great. And I mean, why I wasn't nervous about it is because, like, one, I'm already in the media room, so there's going to be an understanding of talking to this person. But no, what was great was I'm actually a big fan, and so nothing I felt came across as inauthentic. And I'm telling her, the first thing I told her was like, "Yo, I wrote about Bianca, and her mom loves you. Like, she thinks you're great." And so, yeah, probably I don't see why they wouldn't pastel. But no, it was great meeting Shayna, and like, so my homegirl Felicia, um, was like, she really, it stuck out to her how long I was holding Shayna's hand when I was shaking her hand. And I was like, I'm from Texas. Like, that's what we do. If we talking to you and we really know something about you and we're really like putting the information out, that's how we shake hands. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think it was like weird. Um, yeah, I thought that was normal. She was really sweet. I think Shayna, if you watch like the stuff that they put out on socials, like even in NXT, she was very like playful, but like in a fun way. Like she's very much about her coworkers and relationships. So I felt like what I was telling her like wasn't different from what she's been hearing, and it came from a place of respect. I think when you coming from a place of respect, there's never nothing weird. Like you saw what somebody was saying about me and Lola Vice, and they were like, "Yo, it was cringe," and she didn't want to beat her. I'm like, "Yo, like, first off, I disagree. Second of all, like." The night before we were at Wale Mania, and they sent me out to get like that crew, like her, Jakara, and Nikita in. And so I walked them in, so we already talking then we get on, like, we get to the back, and I'm just talking to her. I'm like, yo, um you can't. Oh, so before that, I'm already having a conversation with him. This dude comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, are you Seahawk?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yo, I'm a big fan, and yo, can I buy you a drink?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. Like, we got drinks in the back. I'll do you one better." And so then I see, I think I saw Nikita, and I was like, "Yo, Nikita, you mind taking a picture with my man?" She was like, "No, no problem." So all three of them took a picture with him. So it's already like that rapport. So when we're on stage, like, I'm next to Lola, and I'm telling her like, "Yo, I know you coming from the MMA background." She's like, "Yeah, but I love this wrestling shit." And I was just like, "Yo, you I was like, you come from MMA. We know you can fight. Just make sure that you're not putting down the other talent because of what they is real or not real." I was like, yo, like Riddle, that happened to Riddle early. Ronda's been a victim of that. I was like, you not making yourself look no better saying you can fight and they can't. Like, you can talk about what you can do, but you got to big them up. So I don't know if you'll ever see that video of her and I like chopping it up for 3 minutes, like really talking. And so when we seen them the next day in NXT, she comes up to me. She's like, "Yo, Cam, what's up?" And like, that was just love. So I think a lot of people, when they look at like NXT or they look at WWE, their first instinct is, I find this person attractive. So the only way that I can talk to them as if I'm into them. And it's like, clearly she's a good looking woman. She's a mixed martial artist, wrestler, in great shape. Like, she's great smile. She's clearly great looking. She knows that, right? Like, I'm not telling you nothing you don't know. And so it's like, there's no reason for me, Cameron, media person, writer, hosting this event that you got invited to. There's no reason for me to be like hitting on you at the show. You there to have a good time. So let's talk about your trajectory, where you going, and how dope it is, and let you party. Like, I don't know. I just think there's a reason. Like, there's a reason I'm in the room and a lot of people aren't, and it's because I can carry myself around these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not about how many wrestlers you can have sex with. It's not about that. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people who just don't have friends that are women and can't talk to women like, we just supposed to be cool. I love what you're doing. Go do your thing. And it's just that. And so, like, the next day, like, even my homegirl pointed it out. She was like, wait, the video where y'all are joking and you're talking to her and she's holding your arm the whole time you're talking to her, that was awkward. And I'm like, I I didn't have to say it, you said it. So yeah, man, like, it's love. Like, you supposed to, those people are supposed to be comfortable in a room because you want them at Wale Mania next year. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to interview them and them not want to talk to you. Like, and it's just about being decent. Like, everybody is not here for you to try to be with them. Like, it's not what the game is. So yeah, man, it was a good time. It was Wally Mania was so fun. Everybody was so cool. The funniest part is, like, it took them like, okay, so Kiana James was with, I think her name's Hayden Cameron. She's like a singer. And Kiana James got so mad so fast. And, like, watching her get mad, like, with, like, she has that bob haircut and, like, a very serious face, but also, like, them super wide shoulders. And she kept getting mad. And it was just funny, man, the way her hair was jumping around, her shoulders bobbing. I was laughing, but everybody was really nice. Didn't have no problems with nobody. Well, because the guest list, listen, if you don't show up on time to these things, even if your name's on a list, they run out of wristbands and stuff like that. So, she was right to be mad, but it was just funny to see. It really was. Yeah. So let me tell you, the Usos are the coolest dudes in the world, like, in the entire world. Um, them and Trinity were the guests of honor. They came in, they showed a lot of love. They was with their crew. If they needed something, they were super nice about it. Their mom is fantastic. She was so sweet. I was making sure she got all around the building. It was like a lot of love. I tell you what, I'm not saying they don't say it. They ain't say it around me. That's all I can say. But yeah, Trinity was really nice, like, super sweet. So when we saw her the next day at WrestleCon, she showed a lot of love. Just very, very nice. Solo's my guy. Solo's my guy. So when he's there with him, and he's serious, but he's respectful. I kept telling him, hey, what'll make you laugh, right? He was like, please don't. I was like, nah, we're gonna get on stage, we're gonna make you laugh. He was like, dog, like, please don't. And so, like, we had a good time with him, man. He was really fun. And so after the show, it's like, it's Friday or Saturday, and he hit my line. He was like, yo, like, thank you for showing a lot of love to my family. Like, I really appreciate you taking care of us. So that's my man now. So Bloodline, we the ones. We the ones. He kept the kayfabe. Yeah, because he not trying to. Everybody pretty much did. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he did. So that's my guy now, man. It was you can tell how important family is to them, like, genuinely. And so yeah, my whole thing was like, if y'all need a bottle, I got you. If you need some ice, I got you. I had to walk them from the room to the stage, all that. And we was kicking it backstage. But, it was like, is mom good? That was my whole thing. Like, y'all got it. Is mom cool? Is mom cool? So yeah, like I took care of moms, oos, and it was love. So next day we went to WrestleCon, and the other brothers are outside, and like Jacob's outside, kicking it. And I got out the Uber, I walked up, it was like, yo, oos, what's up on them bottles, baby? I was like, oh, okay, so we good. So nah, man, that's the homies, man. That's the homies. They were really good guests. Like you don't always get like easygoing guests when you throw an event. They were all really, really cool. It was great seeing Big E get love. Great seeing Woods. Yeah, I mean, those kids are both hungry, man. Those kids are both hungry. And so it's great that they are in the spots they are. So that's okay. So this is the cool story. Um, so I get to LA on Wednesday, and I get there Wednesday around like midday, right? Check into the hotel. The first person I hit is Sparks because I knew he was coming in about the same time. Emilio Sparks, who produces Renee Young's podcast, co-host to Wrestlemania, co-host to Wrestle Rap. So I'm like, yo, Emilio, what's good? He's like, yo, let's go get lunch. I said, okay, let's go. So he comes up to my hotel. We have a drink at the rooftop bar. But he's like, yo, I'm trying to get my hair cut real quick by my homegirl in West Hollywood. All right, let's slide. So we riding. We get to her, salon and she's not working. So it's like, okay, well, let's get lunch. Got lunch. We went to this diner. It was really good. It was funny. Like the baby is in the back of the diner with his two bodyguards eating lunch with like his mom and his daughter. It was just, regular day in Los Angeles, I guess, right? So he's like, all right, I gotta be at Sirius for Who Kids show at 5. And I'm like, all right, we take an Uber. He's like, well, fuck it, let's walk. So we walk, we're talking, he's giving me game about this wrestler, this, that. Cam, have you started your LLC? Because they're gonna beat you over the head in taxes this year. So it was like all that, right? So we get to Sirius and they let us in. We go to like the 5th floor and we go to this office and it's just a bunch of computers. So he's like, all right, Cam, well, we got to write this show. I said, write what show? He's like, we got to write Who Kids show for Trick and Mello, MVP and Omos, and Hit Row. I was like, okay, all right, so let's go. So then Phil from Grab City shows up, my guy to the end, Phil. Phil from Grab City shows up, and so we just writing. Like Sparks knows the questions that he wants, and so we're helping him format the questions. We got some written out for everybody. Then the talent shows up. So I've kind of almost met everybody. Mello's my man. We talk every now and again. So you see him. I see Trick, and Trick's like, yo, we met at Wrestlemania last year. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Top Dollar's my guy, but it's the first time we met in person. I had never met Ashanti. He was really cool. And then I hadn't met MVP, but we were going to do something a couple of months before, like in February. So, and then Omos is my guy. So yeah, everybody's talking. We're having a good time. So what I do is I noticed we had way less to say. Oh, before that, I met DJ Who Kid. DJ Who Kid comes out and he's the funniest guy in the world. Like as we're writing, he's asking us questions about the wrestlers. He's telling us about the dumb shit he was doing in Vegas with the Kardashian, all that kind of shit. So it was really fun. But we everybody shows up. So I pull Ashanti aside and I'm like, hey, we're writing this show out. Here's what I got for everybody else. I gotta admit, I don't know a lot about you. And I don't want to go into it and you not have a lot to talk about. So let's talk. And so he just starts talking to me about different things he's done. And we get to, he's an Iraqi war vet. And I was like, oh, let's talk about that. So we talk, and then I start writing. So if you look at DJ Who Kid's show, when you look at all the stuff that they discussed about him going to war, a lot of that is my influence, including that. And it made for a great interview. I pulled Mello to the side and we talked for a good 20, 30 minutes just about everything. We were looking off at the Hollywood Hills and it was him talking about how far he's come, how he wants, a spot out there. everything that he, he's been through, what's coming, and it was great. Took a lot of videos, talked to Trick about my man Sway in Canada makes his gear. Um, talked to Top Dollar, a lot. And then what was really cool, you can watch them like hover around MVP and really like listen to him like an OG. Like it's really cool to see how much they appreciate him and how they really take game from him. Um, Tavina or Tavia, I'm sorry, who I met. She's like their PR person. I didn't know they had like a young black woman in PR. She was great. She was fantastic. She is exactly who that company needs as far as talent relations, making sure they're taken care of. She's amazing. I can't say enough nice things about her. That Thursday was great. Or that Wednesday was great. Show came off great. So yeah, Omos. Everybody sees Omos and they just have to take pictures with him because he's Omos. That was great. That was Wednesday. Wale Mania was Thursday. Friday, I went to sleep. I had to sleep all afternoon, man. It was too much. It was too much. I knew if I didn't, we were gonna go to the Ring of Honor show. I knew if I didn't take a nap, I wouldn't be no good the rest of the weekend. So Friday morning, that's when we did WrestleCon and ran around. And I guys, I'm still not. Oh, and Friday was when we did media, and I took that guy and his kid to media with me, and it felt great, man. Like that's what this is really all about. Like, is it cool that I get to be in rooms and do VIP stuff and go backstage and take pictures? That's great, but I got to walk a guy and his kid into a media room and tell WWE that they were with me and then just leave and let them have fun. Like that's what this is supposed to be about, right? This is about like memories and shit. So that was dope. Friday night. Did we do shit Friday night? I mean, we did the Ringer meet and greet on Thursday. I tell you what's crazy, y'all, and I'm still not used to it. Like people are coming up to me like to take pictures and to like shake hands and like we're a fan of your work. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. So Saturday for Mania, we get to the stadium. I got Suzette with me. We have to cut through some red tape, but they let us in. So lady's name was Jordan, who works for On Location, and she's explaining the company to me and what they do and this and that. So as we get to the VIP area, uh people are like coming up to me to take pictures and to shake hands. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh well, they kind of know who I am because and then it keeps happening and she just thinks it's the funniest thing because she didn't expect it. So the next day when we went to media, I'm trailing some fans and they got to see some backstage shit, y'all. I can't talk about it because uh my man Greg, the VP of communications, he was like, "Hey, there's some things we're gonna have to clear before what you write comes out, like for like business reasons." I'm like, "No, I understand. Like, there's some stuff that those people got to see that maybe we have to pull back on. Like, I get that." So they got to see some things, but as we're like walking through, there's like a couple of people who were like trailing. I'm like, hey, so what did you think about blah, blah, blah? And they're like, oh yeah, I thought about this. And I was like, well, thank you for talking to me. My name's Cameron. They were like, Cameron Hawkins? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, I read your shit all the time. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool, cool, cool. So yeah, like on Location got a real kick out of me being like trying to be low key and like trying to like just sit in the background and people coming up to me like to talk to me. So it was crazy. It was crazy. As far as like actual WrestleMania, really fun. Staff was great. I got to like be in the room with all the media people this time. And you know me, I'm like dapping everybody up, saying what's up. Got to like really kick it with some people. John Alba, who, is great and does his own thing, Emmy winner, wears too many fucking suits. But my guy, it was really cool talking to him because we really approach media the same way. Like it's really about the people and the personalities. And so it was great. Like we do it very differently, but what we want out of this thing is really similar. So that was great. Talking to him. Yeah, Mania, I can tell you good, bad, whatever. It was an amazing room to be in. Everybody in the arena was come to my section and let me buy you a shot and let's take a video and all that. I'm like, okay, we can do a little bit, but I didn't do media night one. I did media night two. I was in the front row. I did not see Clark Gable. I was with like O'Shea Jackson Jr. and with Cleo Thomas and with my man Gita De Silva. Gita De Silva is the chief stuntman on Black Panther. So we were just like rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really cool. Um, yeah, yeah, it was really a really fun week and weekend. Happy I got to help some people out, man. I gave out my phone number a whole bunch, and I've been talking to kids all week about stuff they want to do. DMs and all that. Um, oh, Roman was wilding today. I didn't see it. Raw wasn't good. Continuation of a problem. It also shouldn't be 3 hours. That's true. Biggest culture shock when you touch down in Cali. I wouldn't call it a culture shock, but I'm from Texas. So like yes sir, no sir, thank you, no ma'am, yes ma'am, and that's not as prevalent. I shake hands a lot, I smile a lot. I'm gonna tell you about you and I'm gonna really have a conversation with you. That was probably the biggest thing, but like I've been to California before. So it wasn't like nothing crazy I saw, but I'm a very friendly person, and that ain't always how they give it up. So Mm. The video of me leaving the arena, yeah, everybody was like, "Yo, Cam must be wasted." No, Cam's not wasted. They offered me a ride, and I took it. Like, what do you want me to say? Um, Black Media Mixer was dope. The Black Women's Panel, really really fun. I got to tell Mimi Shells from Black Wrestling how much I appreciate her for really like holding me down after my man passed away. So that was great to be there. In a room with the Grapsity, Andreas Hale, and my man Teak Hall, and even Alfred, even Alfred. Uh, and taking drinks with them, toasting with them, because everybody's been really successful over the last year, and we're all really coming up at the same time, and it's a beautiful thing, man. I love it. I really, really do. Um, just a bunch of positive brothers and sisters, man, making a real wave in this game, and like I don't think I'm at the forefront of it. I don't think that I'm leading the charge, but I think I'm the poster boy for it. Just because, like, as a singular person, I think I'm the most visible because, like, I don't have a clique or a crew, and I love the cliques and crews. I'm certainly not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like, it's Cam of the Ringer, but the Ringer itself is not like a visible physical platform. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows who Kaz is, but you don't see like Cam next to Kaz at every event, you know? So I think like in a way, I'm the torchbearer. Like, again, don't I'm not bigging this up to say it's Cam than everybody else. What I mean is like I'm probably the most visible example of how this thing has built up. You know what I mean? So it's great to be a part of, man. I got to like really kick it with my man AJ Gray. I think I went out there to see him. I think I went out there to see him Friday night. Uh the night before everybody was out. And we just hung out and talked, man. I got to kick it with Hoodfoot, my man Jody, my man Jake something. But yeah, pro wrestling, yeah, Josh, I know, right? But it was never a like in this in this space, it was never like Cam and Trev and Rich because media wasn't really that when we were doing that. Artie Ziff, my man, media wasn't really that when like WrestleMania was in New Orleans. It wasn't really me and the crew are out here. You know what I mean? Like I think Rhapsody is a very like public like crew. Black Wrestling is a very public crew, but like as a one person singular, it's kind of Cam and the things that he does. You know what I mean? Because I've been telling people to get bitches. Oh, there's bitches outside. Absolutely, absolutely. And hey, man, they were they were outside. They were outside. Jake Something would be great in WWE. He's like actually big. Jake Something does not. He's not like I look big on TV. Jake's a big guy. Yo, I tell you who the most fun person was to meet. Santino's daughter. I forget what her name is, yo, but she just kept being, hey, I need to get in. Don't forget about me in the red hat because she had a red beret on. She was so sweet. She was a great kid, man. Rock's daughter was really, really nice. Everybody was cool, man. Everybody showed love. That was a fun. Yeah, and I think it's also that too, Mr. Link. Like, I don't look like person who is normally at these things. And so that means I can be at everything, like yeah. That helped. That helped. Like I went to see my man Caden, who was in line to see the Young Bucks. Yeah, imagine in line to see the Young Bucks, right? And the line's like wrapped around the room. So I go see Caden, I dap him up, we take a picture. He's with them two girls who I don't know what they do specifically. I do not know if they are. Well, hey, I'll tell you the best thing about Jake Something. I saw Jake when they're going out to wrestle. He dapped me up. He says, Cam, I got those shoes right upstairs. Because I gave him a pair of sneakers at Wale Mania last year. So he carries them around everywhere. So I love that. But you know those two girls who like might be like grown-ups, but they also might be little girls and they're twins. And you see them at like AEW and independent stuff. You know those two little girls? You know? I don't know. But they were with him. I was like, hey, it's the two little girls who were everywhere. And I shook their hands. But as I'm like leaving, some guy's like, hey, don't mean to interrupt you, but like, are you Seahawk? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, I'm such a fan. Like, can we take a picture? I was like, yeah, sure. So people are taking pictures of me in the line to see the Young Bucks. It's great. But yeah. Fun. I think that's everything. I don't think I did anything else. Let me see. Are you an SRS, the MJ Pippin of IWC clapbacks? No. He's the Jordan and the Pippin and Tony Kukoc and BJ Armstrong. Listen, guys. Genuinely and truly. Like, I don't have that in me no more. Like, I don't want to beef with nobody. I don't want problems, man. Like, what upsets me, like you can say what you want about me, but when you start talking about other people, like Lovely, who is the sweetest and works so hard for everybody that binds her business, like that upsets me. That upsets me because y'all saw what happened. Like somebody, whose name we don't have to mention, felt the need to call me and her a name. And I proceeded to let them know, how physically unattractive they are because it informs so many things about them. There's nothing wrong with being unattractive. We aren't all attractive to everyone, but when you're that unattractive, there are things you just shouldn't say. But they called me a specific word and her a specific word, and somebody was like, "Damn, they called you that, and that's all you had to say back." Listen, I don't have to justify my existence to people anymore. I never had to, but I'm 37. I got to meet Elliot Wilson and Andreas Hale and Damian Nelson. Like, these are three of the people who have inspired me to write and to be in front of the camera and to treat this wrestling thing and these people like big deals because that's how they should be treated. So, no, I'm not going back and forth with you, ugly. No, I'm not doing that. For what? How do I benefit? Like us arguing on the internet is doing nothing for me and everything for you. It's making you feel loved and wanted. And I don't love you or want you. Like be well, stay in good health, but no, no, for what? You know, things are on an upswing in a way that I never expected them to be and wasn't looking for them to be, but here we are, right? Um I don't need no goons, man. We all need to live and let live. It's just not that deep, you know, like none of it matters that much. That other draft is in the response. Hey, I always got something to tuck, Chris. You know, always got something to tuck. But nah, man, we you know, it ain't that big of a deal. There's more work to do. You know, there's more work to do. There are more stories to tell. Like we built a lot this week. Like guys, who you think's giving you that Uso story that you've been waiting for years? Who you think is gonna get you that Trinity Fatu story that you've been waiting on for years? And it's from showing love and being respectful and treating people like people and being fucking good at what you do. Like that part counts too. But you know, like my thing is this: you can critique and critique and critique and critique. If I'm at WrestleMania in the VIP section, trailing people who spent tens of thousands of dollars to be there, and they stop and look at me and say, "You're Cameron from The Ringer. I love your work." That opinion you holding on to because your heart is heavy ain't doing what it's supposed to do. Because these people who don't know nothing about no Twitter beef know what time it is. So you got to work out what's in your heart. I don't. I'm good. No, Tim. No, I don't. They pay me, but they don't pay me that well. I'm kidding. Yo, the craziest shit. Yo, yeah, I sat next to somebody who had me blocked on Twitter in the press box. So Mike Johnson from PW Insider, shout out to Mike. We're talking and like having a conversation, and he's like, "Hey, you're Cameron Hawkins from The Ringer. I love your work." And I'm like, "Yo, then why you got me blocked on Twitter?" He was like, "I got you blocked." And so he pulls out his phone and he unblocks me. He's like, "Yo, I had no idea." He was like, "I love your stuff." He was like, "I was at your panel at New York Comic Con and I loved what you were saying." He said, "You said the N word too many times, so I couldn't cheer when you said it, but I loved it." I was like, "Oh shit." So that was really fun, man. Shout out to Mike Johnson. That's a good guy. It's always interesting being like in the press room and press boxes with old guard wrestling media. And I say old guard, like ain't nobody ever hated on me. I never had no problems with them dudes, right? But being in there with old guard wrestling media and then being in there with like the young people who, you know, we dapping up, we cracking joke, you know, like it's on like some young shit. It's really fun, like seeing them be like, what's going on here? But yeah, man, it's listen, it's a fun game. It's moving younger, like it is shifting younger. Shout out to Nick Hausman, man. Nick's my guy. Nick know he be starting shit, and I tell you what, Nick is a funny guy. Nick's old lady is funnier because, like, you think Nick be talking crazy. Nick's old lady was outside. She felt a way about the show. I'm not going to put out no business, but she felt a way about the show, and it was fun to see. But shout out to Nick Hausman, man. Like people they swear they want people to ask the tough questions. Nick asks the tough questions, and Nick don't get no answer. And so, hey, you getting what you asked for, right? Far be it for people to want to have fun and have something to write about because they know their audience, right? But yeah, shout out to my man Nick. That's my guy. Yeah. So let's see. I'm gonna knock out these last few NGLs, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Um, didn't love the finish, but as always, we the ones. Yeah, man. Just don't put me through the table like that, buddy. I don't listen. I don't want to be on camera guy. I don't want to be like that's not me, man. I love playing the background, showing love, doing what needs to be done, and keeping it moving. Sometimes that is going to put you in front of cameras. You know what I'm saying? Like I I took my homegirl to the last party, which was at the JW. Everybody was staying. Everybody just out in the lobby. And like, I'm just walking through, I'm dapping up, showing love, talking. And she's like, oh, so this is what you do. My man, so I didn't get offered a book deal, but I did get, hey Cam, are you thinking about writing that book? Because I think you should. Here's my card for representation. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. It's crazy. I'm walking through SoFi with West Side Gun and Smoke Dizza in their 98 person entourage, you know. Um yeah, I got people, somebody's trying to write me some theme music. I was like, well, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. I already got an offer to produce my show in Philly. I have a show in Philly. Okay. But I think that would be fun. We could do like like a Friday little, 1 hour show, maybe have like a talk show set. Um, that could be cool. That could be cool. Yeah, holler at me, McFarty. We can talk about some stuff. Signing to Griselda. Guys, yeah, man, it was fun. It was actually Brazilian Fury. It was it was a culmination of a lot of stuff. It's been a lot of hard work. Some of you know how much work it's been. I try to like really convey that it's not all just fun and games. But some of you have watched me grind from a computer where we had to dump everything to put anything back on just to record shows. You know what I mean? You've seen me stay up late nights in my office. Um, you've watched this thing come to fruition, and it's been great. And I appreciate the love and support. And yeah, we're gonna keep it moving. So the next time it'll be a little less deloading. Next time we talk, it'll be a little more current events. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. The Johnny Carson of wrestling. That'd be fun. Shout out to MJF. That shit you did on Wednesday was silly as hell, but I loved it. So yeah. Cam Tackles Twitch 4623. Stay up, show love, one love.